In August 1945, the world witnessed one of the most devastating moments in human history. 2 atomic bombs were dropped on Japan, destroying entire cities and killing hundreds of thousands of people. For most people, surviving a nuclear explosion would be impossible. But one man experienced the unimaginable not once, but twice. His name was Tsutomu Yamaguchi, the only person officially recognized as surviving both atomic bombings. By the summer of 1945, World War II had already devastated much of the world. Germany had surrendered earlier that year, but Japan was still fighting. The United States feared that invading Japan would cost hundreds of thousands of lives. So American scientists created a secret project called the Manhattan Project. Their mission was to build the most powerful weapon ever invented. The result was the atomic bomb, a weapon capable of destroying an entire city in seconds. On the morning of August 6, 1945, the city of Hiroshima was peaceful. People were beginning their normal day. Workers walked through the streets heading to their offices. Children were on their way to school. Among them was Tsutomu Yamaguchi, a 29-year-old engineer working for Mitsubishi. He had been visiting Hiroshima on a business trip and was preparing to return home to Nagasaki that very day. But history had other plans. As Yamaguchi walked toward the shipyard that morning, he suddenly heard the sound of an airplane above him. Looking up, he saw a B-29 American bomber flying high in the sky. Moments later, something began falling from the plane. At exactly 18:15 a.m., the atomic bomb known as Little Boy exploded over Hiroshima. A blinding flash filled the sky. The explosion released energy hotter than the surface of the sun. Buildings instantly collapsed. A massive shockwave tore through the city. Within seconds, tens of thousands of people were dead. Yamaguchi was only 3 kilometers from the explosion. The blast knocked him violently to the ground. His eardrums ruptured. His skin was burned by the intense heat. Yet somehow he survived. When he stood up, the city around him had become a nightmare. Hiroshima was gone. Despite his injuries, Tsutomu Yamaguchi somehow managed to survive the horrific day. The city around him was completely destroyed. Fires were burning everywhere, and thousands of injured people wandered through the ruins. That night, Yamaguchi found shelter and rested among other survivors. The next morning, still badly injured, he began the difficult journey back to his hometown, Nagasaki. He had no idea that history was about to repeat itself. After an exhausting journey, Yamaguchi finally arrived home in Nagasaki. His family was shocked when they saw his condition. His body was covered in burns and bandages. Despite his injuries, he insisted on going to work. On the morning of August 9, 1945, he went to his office to report what had happened in Hiroshima. When he described the destruction caused by a single bomb, many of his co-workers struggled to believe him. An entire city destroyed by one weapon seemed impossible. As Yamaguchi was explaining the events of Hiroshima to his boss, something terrifying happened again. At 11:02 a.m., another American bomber flew over Nagasaki. Moments later, the second atomic bomb, called Fat Man, exploded above the city. A massive flash of light filled the sky. The explosion created a gigantic mushroom cloud rising high into the atmosphere. The shockwave tore through buildings and streets. More than 70,000 people were killed in the blast. And once again, Tsutomu Yamaguchi was dangerously close to the explosion. Miraculously, Yamaguchi survived again. At the moment of the explosion, he was inside a reinforced concrete building. The thick walls protected him from the worst of the blast. While thousands of people lost their lives that day, Yamaguchi once again walked away alive. Surviving one atomic bomb was nearly impossible, but surviving two seemed beyond belief. Shortly after the Nagasaki bombing, Japan surrendered. World War II finally came to an end. Yamaguchi continued living in Nagasaki with his family. For many years, he rarely spoke about his experience. But later in life, he began sharing his story with the world. He became an advocate for nuclear disarmament, hoping that such devastating weapons would never be used again. Tsutomu Yamaguchi passed away in 2010 at the age of 93. His story remains one of the most extraordinary survival stories in human history. A man who witnessed the power of the atomic bomb twice and lived to tell the tale.